The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
Finished training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
Welcome to another Find the Edge production for the Premier League Cricket Club. Connecting players and coaches, clubs and leagues, volunteers and supporters alike, you're in the right place for the best of the 33 ECB Premier Leagues and the 20 NCCA counties, bringing you the stories, the stats and the standout performances that make this game great. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to both our Premier League and NCCA shows so you don't miss any episodes. Now, shall we get stuck in? Right, welcome to the captain's table of the Premier League Cricket Club, and today we've got Ben Paine, captain of Rushden and Higham Town in the Northamptonshire Premier League. Season's over, Ben. Let's get straight to it with the most obvious question of the lot. How are you feeling now it's all wrapped up? Relief, pride, or just exhausted?
I think initially it's just getting a bit of rest and sort of consolidating. Because we play a lot of cricket over the year. So initially you're thinking, great, the season's finished, but very soon after you realise, like, God, what do you do with your Saturdays again? And so what do you do midweek in terms of training? Like, what do you do with yourself? So it's a tricky one. But yeah, initially rest, and then you sort of get a bit bored and go, well, we want to meet the boys again and get around each other. So it's a tricky one to sort of.
It is. Sum up your season for us. Sum 2025 in one word.
Mixed bag, not really one word, but we did not poorly in the league from where our positioning was. We finished 7th out of 10, but very close to finishing 3rd just with the point system. But one good thing we can take away from it is we won the NCL T20 competition, which was brilliant. It's the first time I've won it playing at the club. So mixed bag, I would say.
And most definitely. What would you describe as a standout result or weekend for the whole season? I'm guessing it would be that T20 weekend, wouldn't it?
It was that finals day, beating 2 strong teams in Peterborough Town, and then beating Oundle in the last ball of the game to win it by however many wickets we won it by in the end. But it came down to the last ball late on a Sunday. It'd been rearranged the week before to that Sunday, so lots of emotions, and we didn't get back home till quite late on that Monday morning, but it was definitely that day has to be.
That's what it's there for, isn't it? And what about the one that got away during the summer? Like you say, between 7th and 3rd, not a lot because of the point system, but is there a game or two that got away, you think?
Definitely. So there was a team that came up, Kettering Town, and fair play to them. They'd got promoted 2 years in a row. We just couldn't get over the line. We had a losing draw against them in the win-lose-draw cricket. Then we lost to them in the T20 group stages, and then we lost to them at home in the pink ball stuff. So they're it's probably 40 points that we left, and found 1-6 sort of thing. Yeah,
that team that got relegated in the end as well,
and they got relegated.
Just slightly. That literally would take you up to 3rd place, and I think overtakes Oundle Town as well.
It could have done. Yeah, I think it did. It would have done.
Yeah. Most definitely. What was the turning point in the summer for you then? A moment where you thought, everyone starts the season in that same way, where it's like, oh, can't get things going unless you're on a real roll. Was there something that just made it click? Was it again that T20?
I think, going through to the T20 finals and winning that was great. There's a lot of extra sort of prep and work you're putting into it. So players, we're not all absolute athletes either. Lots of people watch this and go, yeah, we can tell you're not. So the players were getting tired. They were spending a lot more time away from home. And because they were arranged on the Sundays as well, and getting rearranged, we're almost giving up multiple Sundays. So I think we went into that, and because we finished that on such a high, it was then like, okay, well, what do we do going into the second half of the season? I think we got found wanting a bit going into the second half of the season and not performing as well as we did in the first half. If that makes any sense. We performed pretty well in the red ball stuff, and as soon as it got to the pink ball, it was almost like we carried on trying to play T20 cricket in the 50 over format, and it didn't work. So we sort of had to sit down and reevaluate what we were doing as a team, and eventually came good again towards the end of the summer.
And how important was our friend Chanaka?
Very good, yeah. He's played at the club for God knows how many years now, how many seasons we've got him over. Absolute anyone, even if you play for the opposition, to say how class he is. Runs, wickets, an absolute jet in the field as well. He's a complete overseas cricketer, and a very nice chap as well. So,
and I think you've had him now 3 years back to back, haven't you? I mean, that's unusual for any overseas.
Yeah, I mean, look, he first came over in 2015. We had him for five years maybe then, and they played a couple of seasons over for North Mims, I believe it was. And then he wanted to come back and play here. He's got a lot of friends around here. He obviously gels well with the team. And it's, he always wants to come back to play here. So he obviously loves what he does here and with the boys, etc.
From a captain's point of view, what did you learn this year in particular that you'll take forward to next year?
Crikey, that's a tough one. What did I learn this year? Probably we brought in quite a few younger players this year. And there's quite a few older players as well that are sort of not on their way out, but looking to sort of dial cricket down a bit. I think it's trying to get used to the new players and making sure that they're all happy with their job roles in the team. And you're only going to do that by sort of taking that forward into next season with the pre-season sort of stuff that we'll have arranged with nets and warm-up games. Just making sure you understand the needs of the players and not just the older players, and don't be too set in your ways, I suppose.
And is it a case that at Rushden you're going through that, shall we say, cyclical moment over the next 2 or 3 years where some of the older parties are going to not disappear potentially, but maybe, as you say, wind it down whilst the youngsters are fighting to get into that team quickly?
Yeah, I think so. I think you get it every year. You get, there might be a lad that has a kid or has a second kid or goes travelling. We've had this year, one of the, long-standing members gone off travelling, so he won't be back until July next year. So it's all how you react to that, how quickly you sort of then picture what your team's going to look like next year. But yeah, just planning ahead. I think planning's key for the next year.
100%. So looking at the league and your club itself, who surprised you in your own side this year? Chanaka, you know what he's going to do. Is there anyone in your side that you've gone, that was a year that we didn't expect from you?
There's probably 2 people that spring to mind, maybe even 3. I mean, Ewan with the bat, Ewan Hughes Rowlands, batted extremely well this year compared to his figures last year. He scored some brilliant scores. I think he scored one 50 off of 13 balls or something in the 2020 comp. So he batted really well, and he came back and fielded and bowled really well in the latter half of the season when we needed him to. So he's one. He's a young lad. He's only, I think he's 20, 21. There's another lad we brought in this year called Ollie Thacker. He's only 17. And for his first season in the Premier League, did extremely well. And one of the best fielders I've seen at that age, and probably one of the best fielders on our team, hands down. He's been on a few YouTube videos with his catching ability. And the third one, just to squeeze him in there, is a chap called George Earl, left arm, extremely slow seamer, but very effective. It took close to 40 wickets this year, just keeping everything really tight. And he bowled most of the power play stuff for us as well. So shout out to him.
Yeah, sort of play you can't do without it in this country, full stop, isn't it? Definitely. What about your opponents? Which team or individuals in particular within your Northants League would you say they're the toughest people we're going to play against?
think, your standard with us is your Oundles, your Peterboroughs, you find, and very consistent over the last few years. Extremely strong teams, but I think a standout player in our league is Peterborough's opening batter, Josh Smith, who every time you seem to look at NCL was scoring bagfuls of runs, and again, nice bloke as well. Like, probably gives money to charity and stuff, so it's it doesn't help. But he's probably the one that rings most of the bells around our team. I wouldn't be surprised if any other team as well scored that many runs this year.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Still only got them to second place though, so it's a team game. Is if there's a bogey team for you apart from Kettering, is there one at all that you go, here we go again?
Kislinbury tend to beat us more often than we beat them. Don't know why, but it's just one of those. I think I've beaten them once in the last 3 years. So it's just a team that you expect to beat or give them a better game, but it just hasn't happened, unfortunately. But I think everyone in that league's got a bogey team, that they'll lose against. So
absolutely. And what about young players in the league? I mean, is there anyone in the league that you can think of so people are going to be talking about or looking out for next season? You've already mentioned Ollie Thacker. He's only 17 at your place. Is there anybody else in particular that stands out?
Yeah, I think going back to Ewan, he's only 21. He's going to be looking to push on again, and hopefully improve. If he can improve on this year, that'd be amazing for us. In terms of other lads, there's a couple that have come through for finding, I think, that look quite handy. But I think it's definitely an area that the league can look to develop. There's been a lot of players around for a long time in the league that, you can see a few people come through, but not as many as you'd like, sort of age group. So it's tricky to get them involved when a lot of teams have got their set teams. Yeah,
most definitely. Hey, looking ahead to next year, if you could take one thing from this year into 2026, what would it be?
Don't get complacent. If you go on a good run during the 2020s, it's time to reset and look towards the next part of the season. Obviously, well done. Have a celebration, but then get straight back to focusing it. Don't take anything for granted. Don't just think 'cause you've won the T20 you can go on and win the rest of your games just because you've had a bit of run of form.
Yeah, that's fair, Conor. What about things that you need to improve on as a team or as a captain of yourself, maybe?
Yeah, timekeeping's a massive one for me, and it's the most frustrating one as skipper. We're pretty lax with that, whether that's starting the warm-up on time, getting to the ground on time, or the opposition's ground. That's a massive area we need to improve on. Training more than once a week, we've always spoken about, but again, it's getting the people to all together, I suppose. A lot of the lads play midweek cricket, so it's difficult. So as long as they're training more than once a week, we'd be happy with that.
And then in terms of next year, you've got the whole, unfortunately, winter to get through. How do you keep the group motivated through that time, apart from the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, I mean, look, we'll try and do our best this off-season by getting the boys to go out together, whether that's to, back to the club to do a quiz night or an event that we've put on up here, meeting up for a couple of meals or drinks. There'll be a couple of curries I'm sure we'll all go to. We obviously don't live far away from each other, so we've also got the NCL dinner to go to, so hopefully that'll bring us all together again and just maintain sort of the sport relationship that we've got with each other over that.
Most definitely. And what about next year then? Early gut feeling, optimism, unfinished business. What's your thoughts?
I think, every year you go back and look to improve, whether that's by one position or three. You don't want to go backwards, obviously. So I think next year we'll be looking to be positive again and try and aim for that top 3 spot. I think being realistic, there's obviously some strong teams in the league. First things first, try and maybe get some strengthen the team a little bit more and, really build on the squad to make sure there's enough competition in there to keep people sort of on their feet, on their toes, and go from there, really. But top 3, I'd like to secure.
Most definitely. Hey, Ben, thanks a lot for joining us for your seat at the captain's table.
Thank you.
Good luck to Rushden Higham over the winter for next year, and best of luck, mate.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Cheers now. Thanks for joining us at the Premier League Cricket Club. We'll be back soon with more from the world of Premier League and NWCA cricket. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review and follow us wherever you get your socials. Or maybe check out our website, premierleaguecricket.co.uk, to stay updated. Until next time, have a good one.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but Mint's premium wireless is $15 a month. But I'd like to offer one other perk. We have no stores. That means no small talk. Crazy weather we're having. No, it's not. It's just weather. It is an introvert's dream. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan. $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.